Well, hello. What I'm going to do, I think it's going to be the last video that you'll see in this IST 256 class. And what I want to do is I kind of want to wrap things up and talk a little bit about the assignments and kind of what I expect and, talk a little bit about the due dates and what my charge was. Um, the, what you see in front of you is basically all of the various group projects. And I've been pretty much monitoring your work, and a lot of the the reaction that I have in terms of these videos are based off what I see from the work. Okay, um, I've said this many times. What you're doing is you're writing a request for proposal, or you're responding to a request for proposal, and this was a solicited request for proposal. And basically, right here, right in front of you, all these assignments were my user requirements. And basically, what I wanted you to do is I wanted you to pace yourself and within your group work to be able to respond to these requirements. And I just didn't want to see code. Okay, that's one thing. The code's nice. If you send me a website that works, that's beautiful. But the fact is that I want to see some development flow too. I want to see some documentation. I want to see maybe some prototypes. I want to see how you're reacting to these user or these basically functional requirements that I'm throwing at you. And I want to see specifically how you're using all of the frameworks, the libraries, and the tools that are available for web development beyond HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So particularly, not only do I do want to see some code, and I do want to see some representation of what your website is, but you're responding to an RFP. And the fact is you should be doing some system development lifecycle work that particularly shows that you go through the entire design process where you gather requirements, you build a logical design, you do recommendations for physical design, okay, and you have a plan of how you're going to hand it over to the users. And that's more than just throwing code in. So hopefully you're getting the message, and that you can look at this as not just handing in code like you do in IST 140, but going in and handing in a plan, a, a schema, a an entire workflow of how you plan to react to the functional and the non-functional requirements that I specify here. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm hopefully that basically what you're doing is as you're going through all of these assignments that you're building when when you go into, L6, lesson 6, you're building on and doing lesson 7, you're building on the base that you put for lesson 6 and then 8 on lesson 7. And that once you get to lesson 12, it's an entire comprehensive document. As I mentioned, I'm teaching this on the and as a in-person class at Penn State Greater Allegheny. And that group is not only going to be able to hand in an RFP, but they're going to do a presentation. I'm teaching this next term in the summer, and what I'm going to do is I'm actually, because of something I think that's a good idea is that I'm going to ask that World Campus team or that World Campus class uh, to do a video presentation. So, what you're doing is you're selling this to a customer. And this is real life. I mean, you're a development team that are designing all of the reaction to a user requirement, and it's put together as a document that you can hand to the customer, but also a presentation. And I'm not asking for you for a presentation now, but future classes will happen, and that'll be part of the video. So make sure that particularly, you put together a professional request for proposal, a response to a request for proposal. And that's what I'm really looking at, okay? Code's important, especially on the back end, because you're doing a full stack solution. That on the back end, show me your hook, show me your model view controller, show me what your model is going to look like, show me what you view. You've already starting a lot of things on your view, but look inside of the controller of how the model and the view are kind of tied together. And that's really important that you pick up that type of concept. So continue to work with your groups. Look at my announcements, and this will be included in announcements. So hopefully you are. And what happens is that I'm going to be looking at how you respond as a group. I'm going to be putting in one more assignment, and that's a group evaluation. I haven't put it on yet, but it will be put on within the next couple of days. It's a short little assignment where you go in and evaluate your group, and hopefully we get some good reactions. And fortunately, sometimes there are some bad reactions. So, look at that evaluation, give me some criticism, give me some constructive criticism from your group, constructive evaluation from your group, and that'll help me determine, the your group dynamics. So that's it, and I'm going to include this into announcement, and I'll probably have a few other things that I'll be adding to the announcements. Okay, good luck, and thanks for all your hard work.